What is up? What is up? What is up, y'all? How are y'all today? We gotta just edit a little bit of this. I wanted to try a different camera angle. Maybe y'all can end up helping me with what looks good on camera. But I wanted to try a different camera angle because I kind of felt like when it was back here, it probably felt more like a security camera rather than feeling like you're here with me. Let me make sure the sound is good though. Alright, yeah, that sounds good. Rather than it just kind of feeling like y'all were here with me. So I'm like, you know. But right now I'm just trying to set some goals of today, these subscriber goals. I'm not really too keen. I don't really know where I want this to be. I'm gonna just do 1,700 and then we gotta be at 1,600. I think we're at like 1,682. Who knows? It's been going up and down recently. 2026. What is up? What is up? What is up, y'all? How have y'all been? How are y'all doing? And then we gotta get the goal up here. I'm still not sure about the setup, like with the background being black on the Google IT support goal in day 2. But I feel like it doesn't pop out. And then the reason why I have it live right now is because I feel like people, since it's not like in my face, I think people are gonna assume it's not live. But it is. So maybe I don't need to put it that big though, is what I'm thinking. Maybe I could put it right here. And then chat is gonna be behind me, which I kind of don't like because it might be too big when people are messaging. But what is up, y'all? How have y'all been? We're about to get into this little IT journey. And if you're wondering why I'm not doing it from the front of my like screen, if you weren't here yesterday, the reason why I'm not doing it that way is because since it's a Google IT support certification on CompTIA, apparently if I show the course, it can get my YouTube video copyrighted, could even get copyright striked. And of course, that's not what we want. So I'm like, I hope Free Code Camp don't do that because that would be crazy. I made so much content off of Free Code Camp and just showing the courses, but it's free, and so is this. So I'm like, I don't get that, but whatever. I guess apparently you can't show the screen. So I'm gonna start the course here. I'm gonna put the volume down because some of it is videos, and I think the current one that I'm on is a video, but we could also just read it. So I'll let y'all know. I'll let y'all know what's going on. But as of right now, though, well, I think yesterday we did a bunch of like history lessons. So as of right now, I should be learning about the computer language, which should be super goated. Where's my pencil? Okay. So far, we just got into the fact that it's binary, ones and zeros. What is up, Shashi? What is up? And then that I guess they do billions and millions of computers like calculations per second, which is insane. The communication that a computer uses is referred to as binary system. Yep, I already said that. Which is the base Z or base 0? I think it's base Z is what I wrote. Numerical system or numeral system. Meaning it only takes ones and zeros, yes. And then I think that was probably it. I think that's probably it. And then so far, there's still more to go through. We did not finish because I went like halfway through this course. We got about an hour. Let's jump right into this. And y'all let me know too, like, because I like to talk out loud. If y'all don't like me talking out loud when I study like this, let me know. 'Cause I know there might be like 2 different types of audiences here. So saying you're maybe thinking my computer only talks in ones and zeros. How do I communicate with it? So then I guess that's the question. So now the question is, how do we communicate with the computer that communicates in ones and zeros? So how do I communicate? I'm just so happy to be going down this journey, doing this every single day, which y'all are amazing for tuning in. With it question mark. And y'all could literally be studying anything. It doesn't have to be IT support. We literally could study together. That's goated. So we communicate with, well, actually, let me highlight this because listen, we got to make sure we don't forget about this. We use bro, highlight. Damn, I hate this highlighting system here. I can't be the only one that has issues with it. All right, here we go. Create stories. The same thing applies to binary, except instead of A, B, and C. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna highlight this whole thing, honestly, because that was pretty informative there. It says, how do we communicate with it? We use letters from the alphabet to create words. So he broke that down for a preschooler. That's great. Imagine saying letters from the alphabet. I already said of the alphabet, but still. That's actually insane to even say it like that. I would just say letters, but honestly, he is just trying to get us to understand. He is just trying to get us to understand. Let me know if you guys were here from last live stream. Is this a better camera angle? Being able to see my face, see what I'm saying? Let me know, let me know, let me know. Give those words meaning. I can't wait till I get into like hands-on type of things. If I ever found a hands-on class, I'll be taking y'all in there. I don't care. I do not care what they say. We use them to create sentences. Yes, okay, that's simple. Create words, sentences. To be honest with you, it says your stream seems a bit odd to me. Only about 5 people are watching, and soon it might drop to 2 or maybe go up to 10. No, yeah, I was gonna say, with YouTube streaming is always like a weird little thing because it could start off strong or it could start off like really mid. It really depends on just like I mean, I don't think I honestly don't know. When it normally comes to my streams, like you said, it could literally just go up or down. But in the end, I want to say around like 30 minutes, it always stays up. So I'm like, I don't know how YouTube streaming works. But when you're a small creator, it works very strange. It works very strange, but it's still a pretty good thing to do because the thing with YouTube streams and the reason why they're the best like to do is that in the end, even though like the views get counted based on how many times someone leaves and comes on, obviously the watch time is pretty good, but the views get counted on that. So it's like in the end, the streamer who is streaming regardless of what the views look like, they still get a good amount of views regardless for a small channel. I guess that's really the goal, but I like live streams because you're able to connect with people, and I think that's like the coolest thing ever is to just sit there, connect with people, and allow people to have a place to study, man. You said, I don't know what's going on with your stream, but it feels kind of boring. Oh my goodness, you just read me. That's insane. No, yeah. I mean, honestly, I think the reason why some people might find it a little boring is just because it doesn't really show the screen. But at the end of the day, I gotta do what I gotta do. I mean, what could I do? The point, and honestly, this is the same thing with coding. I guess maybe it could be considered boring because most people joined when I was coding. But it's like, if the point has always been for me to study online, I mean, to study on live stream, at the end of the day, that's going to be the point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just going to study on live. I don't know what I could possibly do to make it any better. But I mean, if it's boring, man, it's all good. You could probably see if there's somebody else who does it better. I mean, I'm going to try and see, like, watch how other streamers do it. But I think the problem is that I've made a community that was so used to one thing. And so when there's, like, a change, some people just don't like that. So, hey, if that's the issue, we don't gotta stay. At the end of the day, this is how the live streams are gonna be from now on. I could probably think of ways on how to make it more entertaining, but at the end of the day, the point is just to live stream myself studying. It shouldn't go any deeper than that. And I feel like that's kind of where I messed up when it came to my web dev journey, is that I was too focused on being more entertaining instead of learning, that I didn't learn anything. Or I learned, but it wasn't like, I feel like I could have learned more. So I feel like now, when it comes to this IT support journey, I gotta learn. That's just the case. It says, do you finish the front end development? I mean, what do you mean by finished? I would say I technically finished because I think I've learned everything that I wanted to learn. But if you're talking about like the deeper stuff to it, because I don't know how long people have been rocking with me. So I don't know if you've been rocking with me since, you know, the beginning. So I don't know if you know too much about my journey, but I simply wanted to make basic, static websites, sell them as a side hustle. So currently I've been able to do that. I haven't necessarily sold one yet, but I am working on it and I do know exactly who it's going to be. I just want to wait until I'm a little bit more freer. So I don't really know. Unless you mean like about learning React, learning Tailwind, stuff like that, then no, I didn't learn that. Nor did I get my JS certification yet, but that's still in the works. So if you're still here for web dev, I do plan on pursuing web dev. I do plan on pursuing web dev still within my like YouTube videos, but I don't plan on doing it for live streams anymore. I have transitioned and pivoted to something greater, which is IT, because I really want to get into network engineering. All right, let me see the next comment. It says, if you're studying without subway surface footage on the side, people will complain. No, seriously. I mean, maybe that's probably the wave. Maybe I gotta watch a couple of other people who like studies, but I don't know. I kind of wanted mine to be a little bit different, where I could just legit study and then people just ask questions and then like I like what we're doing now. It's like I don't really care for you guys to kind of, well, since you can't see the screen, I know that the content can't be what I'm learning because then all you're gonna just hear is what I'm saying. But I feel like I like the fact that we have a good community here where people can message. And I'm like, I think that's what I would want the content to be, is like me just answering what y'all are saying while I'm studying to kind of keep it entertaining, like I'm just talking to y'all, but during my study time. And it's not like it's gonna take anything away. You know what I'm saying? But I just gotta think. I gotta figure out something like, how could I make this, I guess, entertaining, but not to where it's bothering me or it affects my learning. He said it's night for me right now, but I guess for others it might be morning, evening, or afternoon. No, yes, for me it is afternoon. It is afternoon. Is a binary digit. But yeah, so I was hoping that that could have honestly been the way, but hey, listen, I mean, maybe I gotta come up with my own topics for now, just because I am a little bit of a smaller YouTuber. I'm not gonna get as much comments, especially as I used to in the beginning. When I used to do web devs, journeys and stuff like that, I used to end up getting a lot of comments, but that was because of the time that I would stream. Like, I think honestly, the only reason why my stream numbers have recently been low is because a lot of people are either in school or at work. So it's like if I'm streaming at 12 p.m., nobody's gonna wanna. I know for some people it's like a little bit into the afternoon might be nighttime, but that's what I'm saying. Like it's at the worst time for everybody. People are either mid sleep, they're at school, they're at work, or they just got home and the last thing they want to do is study. So it's like you really got to figure out what the hell you would want to do. But hey, that's why the point is just to continue to be consistent. With YouTube, consistency is key. It's never really about what you do, it's just about how often you do it, and you'll get there. Like, I literally got my channel monetized, and I'm surprised, like, off of studying, straight up, off of studying, I got my channel monetized. That's goated. So 2 to the 8th numbers offered us a large enough range of values to do computing we needed. So technically a bit and a binary digit historically. We use 8 bits because in the early days of the computing hardware utilized the base 2 numeral system to move bits around. What the hell are they talking about? Oh, bits. Okay, sorry. I read it like 3 times, but I'm like, 2 to the 8th numbers offered us a large enough range of values to do the computing we needed. And then also, too, I feel like because I'm not really, right now I'm just doing a lot of note taking. I feel like when it came to free code camp, it's just obviously it's coding. So, if some people like coding, that's going to be entertaining because you're seeing someone code. Can't really see me do nothing unless like I have like a gadget in my hand and I'm like, I'm going to fix this computer, which I do plan on getting to that point, but I've just started. I'm on day 2. Which I think would be super sick. I just buy like a phone off of, what is it called? I think eBay. You can get a broken phone, pop the screen open, practice and stuff like that. Oh, that would be amazing. I would love to do that. But right now we are in that study phase, not the hands-on phase. Not the hands-on. Let me see here. It said, are you from the US? Yes, I am. Where are you from? Oh, wait, I almost rewrote that twice. That pissed me off. Back then, any numbers of bits was used, but eventually the grouping of 8 bits became the industry standard as we use today. Oh, that's funny. I never knew. But I don't think I care about back then. I'm tired of them giving me history lessons, man. I mean, I would hope. I would hope. But I am gonna write industry standard. I'm surprised they say that everywhere. I thought that was just for coding. I guess they say industry standard anywhere. They're like, yeah, but it's industry standard to do this. I'm like, come on. But that's the good thing that we learned about with. I mean, I learned. Well, I guess maybe y'all learned about it too with coding. Is that like coding really is about patience and then persistence and consistency. Like anything, discipline, motivation. Like you, coding taught a lot, and it really makes me so confident that I could learn whatever I put my mind to. And this is one of them. You should know that a group of 8 bits is referred to as a byte. Oh, you know what? I know y'all probably knew that, but when I say I'm a beginner, I'm a beginner. That's what I be saying. I'm like, I don't want to shoot for the stars yet. I don't It's not that I don't think I could learn it, but what if I just don't like it? What if I have a dream about what this career is and then I'm just like, oh hell no. When I sit at that desk, I'm like, ah. And especially too, like having to sit. Well, actually I think with IT you don't sit often. I mean, well, help desk, you're probably sitting at your desk. But if you're like a network engineer, right? I'm assuming you're kind of up and down. Like you're probably doing more stuff than sitting in front of a computer. So byte of zeros and ones could look like this. Oh, that's what they were saying. Oh. Alright, so they're showing an example, which I swore is how we transform that into a number. Am I supposed to transform that into a decimal? Okay, let's go. So a byte would look like this. So let me just write this example. Oops, I love how I started incorrectly. I remember learning about binary numbers in computer science. I think that's the only reason why I understand it so much. I probably would have freaked out trying to learn on my own. But when I took like the first semester of computer science, I dropped out right then and there. I was like, nah. But when I took the first semester of computer science, literally they taught me I want to say they taught me like what was I saying? Oh, binary numbers and then how to transform that into a decimal and yada yada. That I'm just low key goaded at it now. You can't play with me. But if I tried teaching myself that, I think I would have been done for. Legit. So each byte can store one character and we can have a possible values of 256. Oh my goodness. That's pretty sick. Each byte can store one character and we can have a possible 256 value. So store one character. And then I'm also trying to think of like different camera angles because I'm like, maybe I could have a camera angle where it shows my hands while I could use like the front screen here and then use this camera for what I'm coding. I meant writing, not coding. I'm so used to saying coding, bro. You said I am Ethiopia. I guess you don't know this country. I I feel like I do, but I don't want to guess. I feel like I do, but I do not want to guess where it's at, and then I'm just like entirely wrong. Literally entirely wrong. But no, I would say no. I'd say no. That's super dope, man. I love having people from here that are outside of the country, or in here that are outside of the country. I think that's super dope, man. And if y'all are new to this journey of me coding, I mean, I gotta stop saying coding. I'm so used to it of me studying IT support. Definitely hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you have any tips on what you think I should do for these live streams to make it a little bit more either entertaining or a little bit more, feel like a live streamish. Let me know. I will be doing my own studies on the side, but the goal in the end is always to study. So it says, in computer talk, this byte can mean something like the letter C. Wait, whoa. It can mean a letter? What the hell? I thought it could only mean numbers. I legitimately thought it could only mean numbers. Am I ever gonna have to deal with this as a help desk? I feel like well, let me stop before I like downplay a position. in IT, but I thought really what you did was just answer calls and then solve minor issues with the computer. So I'm like, do I even really need to know all this? But maybe later on, when I get deeper into the core, I mean, deeper into IT, but I want to become a software engineer. But what if that's really when I got to deal with that? But they talk about routers and stuff like that. I cannot wait to get into that, man. And I cannot wait to be able to get to the point where I can show on my screen, because then that probably means I'm like self-studying. I wonder if Allison has computer courses that I could show on camera, because they're all free too. But I guess it really comes down to what they allow, honestly. But you can't do nothing. So now I'm here, sis. Hey, what is up, bro? What is up? What is up? What is up? How are you, my guy? Let's make a quick table to translate something a computer might see into something cool. I mean, whoa, that's not what it says. See into something we'll be able to recognize. Okay, so what does the following translate do? Did you get hello? Oh, let me fast forward. I guess they have a question in here. So we'll figure it out. I accidentally read the answer, but whatever. I read the answer, but hey, that's fine. That is fine. They have a little questionnaire in this video. I wonder if I could put a little bit of sound. I don't think so. Oh, that is insane. I didn't even know those go to letters. I always thought it was a number. I wonder how this is a letter, though. Is it like, no, I wouldn't know. Maybe it's like the first 10. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Maybe the first 8 letters. But then no, because then why would that be there? Because it's like 010010000. Apparently would be H, which is strange, but understood. Understood, I guess. Alright, so it says, what does this following translate to? I'm assuming, I don't know, I guess that would be hello, like he said. I wouldn't know. I accidentally read it. What do you think? Well, we know that that says H. Oh, there's something in my eye. That has to be E. Yeah, I'm gonna go with hello, I guess. He gave me the answer though. That was his fault. Is that right? Hey. I wouldn't have got that though, because they didn't teach us how to do that, right? Pretty cool. By using binary, we have unlimited communication with our computer. Okay, so I understand that. Oh wait, actually I might want to take a note of that to be 100% honest. Like, just in case if I ever want to spell with my computer. No, but just so I can understand it a little bit. I wonder, are they gonna at some point teach me that, or do they just not care? I'm not gonna know that. I mean, granted, they should have an assignment coming up. Oh no, they just have readings. As of right now, they don't even have anything that's like worthwhile. That's 4, I think. Bro, I can't count. Then that would be an O. So then we got this here. Perfection, perfection. And then last but not least, language is born. Where am I at? Oh yeah. So now we gotta keep going forward. We already read that. Start here. Everything you see on your computer right now, whether it's a video, an image, text, or anything else, wow, is nothing more than a 0 and 1. I mean, a 1 and 0. It is important that you understand how binary is the basis of everything else we'll do in this course. That is crazy. So it says make sure you understand the concept before moving on. So I'm assuming that's them telling me to figure out how to translate this in letters. I mean, this is character encoding. So maybe not. Maybe they are going to teach me. I'm going to have to see. Because if I start a little bit and I realize they're not going to teach me that, I could probably show my screen and try to learn it my damn self. But as of right now, let me take this last note. Everything you see on your computer right now, whether it's a video. So everything you see on the computer, whether it's a video, image, or text, is nothing more than a 1 and 0. That's wow. And like I always knew binary language, but I feel like maybe I wasn't listening in class, but I didn't know that it went this deep. Like I mean, obviously I knew it was like what was the computer language, but in saying that everything, like literally the text to the image to the video to the links to this, what? That's insane. Oh my god, I have something in my eye, bro. All right, let's finish this course and let's go up to the next one. I'm still in the fundamentals part. And then eventually, I guess we get into the hardware and then the operating systems. Networking is a part of here. Can't wait. Oh my god, there's something in my eye for real. All right, so character encoding. You will see how we can represent the words, numbers, emojis, and more that we see on our screens from only 256 possible values. Okay. Well, actually, I guess that makes sense too, because there's only a certain amount of values you could do. So in the end, I think everything just kind of would equal that. You just have to figure out which like possible value would equal it. I think is what would honestly be the wave. I believe. So by the end of this video, you will learn how we represent words, numbers, and blah 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 in about these much values, which I'll just highlight on here, but I don't think I need to write it. I feel like I kind of understand. Let's go to the next. It's all thanks to character encoding. Okay, so now let's start here. So character encoding is used to assign binary values to characters so that we as humans can read them. We definitely wouldn't want all text and email web pages rendered in complex sequences of zeros and ones. This is where character encoding comes in. Okay, so let me go here. And then it says this is where character encoding comes in. And then we'll highlight that. All right, so that's pretty goated. Last but not least, I do need to take a note of that. What is up, y'all? What is up? If you are new here and you are trying to become an IT support specialist, or you're just studying something in general, definitely hit that subscribe button. This is the place to be. I'll definitely be, tackling this journey. I know I'm on day 2, but I have a history of getting to day 200. And there's going to be a video coming out for web dev. Day 200 today. Just want to shout myself out there a little bit. So we gotta go, we're in the next section here. So we're learning about character encoding. I'm still in the fundamentals of IT. As you can see, it's day 2. So it's pretty lit where we're going here. Let's go and underline this. You'll learn how we can represent the words, numbers, emojis, and more we see on our screens from only these 256 possible values. Oh wait, I read that like 3 times. I'm trying to write what character encoding is. So here we go. Character encoding. Definition is used to assign. So used to assign, here we go, our binary values to characters so that we as humans can read them, I guess. Oh, actually, that was exactly what it is. We as humans can read them. Perfection. Then it says we definitely wouldn't want to see all the text in web pages. Yeah, that would make sense, right? We wouldn't want to see that. So I guess it's in binary value, but it needs to be translated to where we can see English. Or, well, not English necessarily, because it could be any language, but so we can see what the hell we know. So this is where character encoding comes in handy. You could think of character encoding as a dictionary. Yeah, that's kind of what I was just thinking. I just didn't know how to say it. But, so it's like a dictionary. This is pretty sick. And it's a way for computers to look up which human character should be represented by a given binary value. It's a way for computers to look up, okay. So it's like a dictionary where it looks up which human character. Imagine they just got it completely wrong one day and it just looks like a bunch of craziness. I honestly can't wait to get into like how to do that. I'm about to talk to like ChatGPT and computer language, bro. See if they could respond. That would be great. No, they probably wouldn't even respond. I think they would just tell me what it means instead of responding. Unless I probably wrote that. But like respond to me. So we got a given binary value. Here. Alrighty. This kind of feels like I'm in school all over again, man. But I gotta go to work. I gotta go to work and pay bills. This ain't like it was when I was younger. So saying the oldest character... Ooh, what the hell? Stop talking to me. Oh, never mind, actually. So the oldest character encoding standard is ASCII. I really hope I pronounced that correctly. Just because I don't want to look stupid. We're gonna have to put this volume up and see how he pronounces it, just in case. Because we ain't going out like that.
Use this ASCII.
It's assy. They call it assy. I said ASCII. I'm very proud of myself for putting myself out there. That is something else. So we gotta go with assy. And then we're going to do this. And then this is the oldest character in coding. So oldest character encoding standard. All right, here we go. Last but not least, it represents the English alphabet, digits, and punctuation marks. So the first character in ASCII. Oh wait, did I underline? Oh yeah, I did. Perfection.
The oldest character.
Oh, stop talking, my guy. Stop before you get me copyrighted. That's enough. That's enough from you. The first character in ASCII, two binary table, a lowercase a. Wait, what? The first character in ASCII two binary table a, lowercase a, maps to 0, 11. Oh, okay. This is done for all the characters you can find in the English alphabet as well. Wait, that is insane. Some special symbols. The great thing with ASCII was that we only needed to use 120. Oh, so this isn't even the same. Okay, never mind. So why are they teaching me this? Damn. But eventually it wasn't enough. Okay, whatever, man. They sat here and had me all lit, and that's not even what I'm getting into. So this is the oldest. Okay, I thought they probably, when they said the oldest, I thought they meant like the long lasting, like this is something that they used back then, we still use now. No, they're just giving me another history lesson. I mean, maybe we need to know. So alphabet, digits, punctuation marks. So do I even really care for this? So I would say with ASCII, it was 127 values. I guess, like, if we're taking a history lesson, I guess we got to go all in, right? Guess we got to go all in. Values out of our possible. So out of the 256, lasted a long time. Lasted long, but ultimately failed. No, I'm just kidding. But wasn't enough. Other character encoding standards were created to represent different languages, different bouts of characters, and more. So other character encoding standards were created to represent different languages. Oh, never mind. So others were created. Wait, so the one that we're using, is it only for English? That's what I'm wondering. Or is it like you can do anything? Eventually, they would require more than 256 values we are allowed to have. Then came UTF-8. Oh, I think that's what we use, right? The most prevalent encoding system or standard today. Wow. I already knew it. I think I knew it though because of coding, honestly. I don't know how. Maybe somehow UTF-8 popped up one day. Or I could be lying. I could be lying and it could have been in a quiz that I randomly took for IT support one day just to see if I knew anything. To see where I was exactly at. So they would require more than 256 values we are allowed to have. Then UTF-8, so we'll just write that down. UTF-8, which is the most can't say it, prevalent? I said it the first time. Prevalent encoding standard today. And I keep forgetting to like post my streams on Discord and stuff. I gotta put it on Discord and I gotta put it on Instagram. That's something I always forget. So real quick, and also too, I just kind of want to test this. Actually, there's no point in testing it. I'll probably screw myself. Let me just look something up real quick. We're gonna go binary code. Get a little bit of a definition. Just real quick because I do want to switch to this screen. Y'all still gonna see my face. But I just completely forgot that I need to promote my live stream. I always do it halfway through and it's never helpful. It is never helpful to go halfway through, but hey, listen, you can see the naturalness to it. Let me go to my live stream links. We're gonna push this in here. My bad, give me a second. Add everybody. There we go. And then I also want to put this on my Instagram too. I'll be forgetting my damn Instagram. Here we go. Because there's some people in there that be coming. That be coming from the Instagram as well. Let me go link that live right now. And then also too, I don't know if you're still in here, but you're probably not. You probably went to sleep. But I was gonna say, and also too, the problem with me doing my streams now as well is that before, let me see, let me go back to my other camera. Is that before I was okay, wrong way. I was very much consistent when it came to how's that look? Okay, that was not the camera angle, was it? I don't care. I was very much consistent when it came to like going live every day, coding, and then I was also posting YouTube videos every day. So I feel like it kind of made my channel like poppin' at that time because it was very active. Now I've been taking like a step back just to give myself, a little bit of a break. I'm human, right? We need to step back while still at least being able to study. And I feel like too, I'm on day 2. Watch this when it gets to like day 50. This is the live streams are gonna look crazy. When you start something in the beginning, people kind of assume you're just gonna stop, so they don't want to stick around until you've shown you could stay, that you can hang in the paint. So it's like, I already know this is gonna be a pretty cool series. Hold on for a second. I gotta plug in my laptop. Give me a second. It's going to be a pretty good series because in the end, it documents your entire journey. They just want to see a little bit more to the journey. I've learned YouTube. I've learned it. It says it also lets us use a variable number of bytes. So what do I mean by that? Think of any emoji. It's not possible to make emojis with a single byte since we can only store one character in a byte. Sorry, I had to plug in my laptop and glitched everything. It's not possible to make emojis with a single byte since we can only store one character in a byte. So instead, UTF-8 allows us to store a character in more than one byte, which means endless fun emojis. Okay. I'd be forgetting that they like write it out as well. Let me see what he's saying here. Where the hell am I? Oh, I think I went down. Okay, I was gonna say, I wanted to hear him a little bit when we got up to here, because they show some stuff on the screen. And that's kind of what I don't like. It's like, can we just put all of it written here? I like to read better. Oh, so it didn't show that much. It's just showing that there's different type of, like, operations that you could do for emojis. That's pretty sick. That is pretty sick. So instead of UTF-8, it allows us to store a character in more than one byte. So let's write that out. Allows us to store. But that's why, it's good when you have like a goal outside of YouTube, especially being a smaller creator. Like I think when you're a bigger creator, or if you're someone who wants YouTube to be like the thing, like you plan on YouTube being your career. I feel like for me, I kind of do YouTube for, well, actually 100%. I do YouTube for fun because it's not like I'm making anything from it. But I feel like for me, it's just always something I've been doing since I was younger. And I've learned that with YouTube, if people don't like you for you, then there's no point to like post. Like going viral on YouTube or being viral or trying to be rich, I feel like kind of is like, could in a way be considered selling your soul. Because it's like you're doing anything to just get paid $1. And it's bad, but you're doing it just for $1. I think it's crazy. I think there's plenty of things you could do to make money off of YouTube or just make money off of the internet in general that would be super immoral. So for me, it's like, I'd rather sit here, and if I'm gonna run a YouTube channel, I'd rather do what I want to do and what I think is interesting. Of course, though, I would love to take like advice from people, I would love to see like what people probably would think that I could do. And that's, the moments where I would ask, it's like, what type of content do y'all want to see? Obviously, it seems like a lot of people want to still see more of the coding content, but at the end of the day, I got to transition to the point where, for one, the channel was never supposed to surround coding to begin with. I do plan on like coming back to coding at some point, but the goal was always to study stuff, learn it, then move on to the next thing to study. So it's like I see why some people, would be upset or probably not continue to stick by or stick around. But the people that don't stick around, and then it's meant to be that way because I want a channel where people are sticking around for me anyway. Sticking around for the concept of me becoming who I'm becoming. If y'all are new here, man, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 1,690 subscribers. That would be super dope if we can get there. So the Unicode standard helps us represent character encoding in a consistent manner. But yeah, because I personally just feel like, when you do something that you like or something that you're having fun with, building a channel slowly is honestly the best way to go, because when you try to go viral, or let's say you're doing something that's making you go viral, it's like they don't care about you, they only care about what you're doing. They only care about what you could bring to the table. And I feel like for me, I don't want it, like, it could be about what I bring, right? I'm studying IT support, I'm studying web dev. If next chapter I decide to write a book, I would expect people who are writing books to probably watch my channel. But, the point is to always try to get those stragglers, the people who are going to stick around regardless of what I put because they like the concept of it growing. I think would honestly be the goal. Now that we've been able to represent letters, numbers, punctuation marks, even emojis, how do we represent color? What the hell? I didn't even know you could represent color there. What? Well, there are all kinds of color models. For now, let's stick to a basic one that computers use, RGB. Oh, okay, so they don't use what the hell we're doing. Okay, I was like, bruh. I mean, unless they do, but it's in like a different way. No, yeah, that's complete. Actually, no, that's completely different. I don't think those use binary. I'm assuming, because I think binary is just for letters, numbers, punctuation marks, and emojis. Okay. Well, there are all kinds of colors. So now the big question is, how do we? Wait, what am I talking about? We? The hell? Am I a part of the computer? Do computers uh represent color? Okay, represent color. Well, there are all kinds of color models. So I'm assuming RGB is one. I'm assuming what's the other one that starts with an H? Nah, I don't remember. I was gonna say Hagex, but no, that's not even close. I think it's like, what the hell is it? It starts with an H, or am I tripping? But then also too, I feel like when I do these studies, I think people kind of assume I'm not gonna be talking. So that's why, like I said, I gotta see like what do people who watch people study like this, do they just like the fact that no one's talking? Because I like to yap. So I'm like, I think I might just yap. But it depends. It depends. I gotta just see what gets people to stick. So let's stick to a basic. Let's see, a basic one that's used in a lot of computers. Oh wait, what the hell am I writing? I keep writing stuff that does not need to be written. Like, it's not like I'm challenged or anything. I know what a color model is. Let's go RGB. Just like actual colors, if you mix a combination of any of these, you'll be able to get a range of colors. Understood? I know this because they literally show this everywhere. Like when there's like a color wheel, it's probably RGB or like a slider. Range of colors is goated. So in computer lane, we use land. We use 3 characters for the RGB model. Oh, wow. So 3 characters for the RGB model. Understood. So each character represents a shade of the color, and that then changes the color of the pixel you see on your screen. Oh wait, no, I know what that is. Why am I acting like I don't know? It's because they're not showing me. Maybe they showed me up here. Yeah, they did. It's my fault because I don't play these damn videos. Got blue, green. Okay. That looks nice. So they did show me. I was like, not calling them computer land though. 4 learning items. Alright, let's go. So each character represents a shade of color and then changes the color. I like that. Which we already used to that by, encoding. we get used to that. If y'all are new here, man, hit that subscribe button. Come join me on this journey of studying every single day to hopefully one day become a network engineer. I think it would be super cool if y'all started with me in the beginning of this journey and rode with me to the end. It says, and that then changes the color of the pixel you see on your screen. Understood? With just 8 combinations of zeros and ones, we're able to represent everything that you see on your computer computer from a simple letter to a very video that you're watching right now. Okay, that is super cool. On to the next. I think the next course is just binary. Then we just have a bunch of reading. Oh, yay, we do have a practice assignment for binary. And then we got a practice assignment for computer architecture, how to count in binary, and then oh my goodness, a module 1 challenge, which is introduction to IT and computing graded assignment. That's 50 minutes long. Was I supposed to take notes? No, I'm just kidding. I literally took notes for the whole thing. What am I talking about? I wonder if it's proctored. No, it's probably not. Can I get a glimpse of it though? Can I get a little bit of a taste? All right, so we're in binary right now, and then we got about 3 more of these to go, or 4. And then we can get to the binary practice assignment, which is pretty sick, but I do have to end up hopping off pretty soon because we got to go to work, y'all. I got to make sure I end up going to work. But yeah, man, I feel like today's live stream was pretty dope. It's definitely, especially because it is day 2, I'm still kind of learning about how people want me to I feel like study when it comes to this. Because I think normally when people see like a camera angle like this, they're kind of assuming you're just not going to be talking. So I feel like for me, I just need to see how other people are doing it. How are they keeping entertaining? Is there something on the side going on? I know a lot of people aren't showing their screen when it comes to certain stuff. Like there's someone who studies to be like a doctor every day, but he stays quiet. He does the Pomodoro thing. Excuse me, but I feel like that's just not me. I feel like I like to connect. I like to talk. I like to get to know y'all, and it was going pretty good. For I feel like for the beginning of starting the stream, we had a lot of comments, a lot of it's a lot of comments to me because I'm a small content creator, but we had some comments, which is pretty good. It says, "Are you so?" Oh, whoa. Why do you think that? Oh my goodness. No, I am not. Glory to God, I'm not. I hope not. Did you just give me a sign, brother? Like what? I'm petrified now. No, but what was I about to say? Damn, what the hell was I about to say, man? I forgot where I was going. That threw me off. That threw me off like crazy. No, yeah, but I feel like today's stream was great and dope. I'm definitely gonna be trying to see more of like what people want to see. I know that I'm a big yapper, so I feel like maybe I should come up with like certain topics as I'm studying. But the goal though is always to keep studying at the front focus. So like if I'm trying to take an assignment and then I'm like, oh shoot, I don't know what it is, I'm going to assume I probably over talked rather than studying. So I just need to kind of figure out the more that I go down this path, like what should I do? But I think honestly, I got the setup. The setup looks nice. I just, like I said, I think a lot of people, when they see the setup, they're kind of assuming people aren't talking, or they're probably going to talk within like their 5-minute break or 10-minute break, which is something I could do too. I could just like stay focused for 20 minutes, pop out over here for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then hop back for 20 minutes. That probably could be the wave, but I mean, I feel like it's not bad, but I just like talking. I feel like I'd rather just come up with topics and kind of just talk about it. But who knows? Who knows? I just gotta see, because in the end, if this is the only way I could stream it, because I can't show y'all my screen, a lot of people are gonna get frustrated because of that. You said, oh, because of the hat. I thought you lost hair under chemo. Sorry for that. Oh, I was like, bruh, do I look like? I'm like, hold up. No, I got hair. I got hair right here. I got my bun. I just normally like to tie up my hair and just wear hats because I think they look nice, especially because it says God got me. I like to represent the Lord. I think that's like the best thing we could do as believers, because it just saying God got me could either encourage another Christian, a Christian who could possibly be feeling down or be feeling, sad, or doesn't feel like, they need like a sign to walk in the faith. This could be something, right? Or it could even plant a seed a little bit, not necessarily because once they read it, they're not going to thank Jesus, right? So it's not going to plant like the gospel seed, but it could plant the seed to want to pursue and try to discover, who God is, and stuff like that. So it's pretty dope. That's why I like to wear hats like these. I hope it could encourage somebody or even plant that seed, get people to walk with Christ. I think that's like the best thing we could do, especially because I'm like I know I'm like yapping now, but I'm kind of a shy person. So as of right now, I'm trying to do it in a way where it can be indirectly. And then, if anyone decides to talk to me about God, I can probably share that gospel. But it's tough because like I'm afraid to misrepresent the gospel. Because I think a lot of people misrepresent it. You know, I feel like the gospel message is supposed to be the saving message, not the message that is telling people to do service. I think salvation and service are completely separate. I think salvation is, it's the simple belief on Jesus. Of course, you would go down the line of like who Jesus is, because they need to, for one, you need to believe that you're a sinner. And then you need to believe that you need a savior. But we have to know that we're all sinners, right? Because, some people they might feel attacked. So you have to be like, we're all sinners. We fall short of the glory of God. And we need a savior because sin separates us from God. And we need someone to, you know, get us to be able to be with God. And our Savior is Jesus Christ. I'm sure we all know the gospel. It's pretty sick. And then, you just say it like that. And then you would say, believe in Him. And when you believe in Him, you are saved. But for some, and have everlasting life. But for some people, they like to add stuff to that. And they'll be like, oh, you need to turn from sin. Or like, oh, you need to do this. And I'm like, hold on. Like, that's not salvation. Salvation is believing on Jesus. And then because you are saved, now you serve, now you turn from sin, now you do this, now you do that. But you don't do it to be saved, to maintain saved, or to not lose being, like to lose it. Like, I don't know. I think some people they misconstrue that. He says, show your setup. My setup is kind of messy right now. My setup is kind of messy. I'm afraid to show it. I'm afraid to show it. I just kind of been throwing stuff around this damn room. I could probably show it in another live stream, but I was nearing the end of this. But I am trying to think like of different types of topics. If you're new here, man, hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna go live every single day around 12 p.m. EST. If y'all want to catch up with me, study with me every day at 12 p.m. or just hear me yap, because I'm probably gonna be thinking of topics for tomorrow's stream to talk about as I study for this Google IT support certification. So make sure you hit that like, you hit that sub button, join me on this journey, man. It's gonna be super lit. And I know you may be thinking, it is day 2. How am I gonna know that you're gonna stick to this? If you look at my live streams, my previous live streams, I've documented my journey of learning how to code for 6 months, y'all. 6 months. I first started with like on YouTube video content, but then I translated it to live streams, and I've been documenting it ever since. I think we're actually on 7 months now. Yeah, I think we're on 7 or about to get to 7 months, which is super insane. So definitely, man, hit that subscribe button. I prove to y'all that I'm gonna stay consistent here when it comes to IT support. But the main content as of right now, though, is still gonna be web dev. But eventually, real soon, I'm thinking about next week. But I don't know. We're gonna have to see. I plan on transitioning from web dev content and pivoting to something greater, which would be this IT support stuff, so I could get into network engineering, going down a new chapter. So hit that sub button. Since I'm using CSS to practice data structures and algorithms, what about you? Hey, that is what's up. I want to say with web dev, I kind of am pivoting. I feel like I know enough to make the type of websites that I want to make. So I'm trying to like pivot into IT support. So where I'm at is kind of just where I'm at. I don't plan on growing from there just yet until a little bit later. Like when I spin the block on this topic. So don't want to hurt your feelings. You are young, but religions are the biggest scam. So God or no God, if you are a good person, you are a good person. I mean, well, you're not going to hurt my feelings, because I feel like in the end, I believe what I believe. And I personally feel like some people may feel like religion, because I don't like religion. I don't even like saying the term Christian. I think I just believe in Jesus, right? Which is why people say they call that Christian. But I think a lot of religions got it wrong, like completely. And I think, and I, like, it's so bad to where I think the main Christianity that's getting pushed around now is false. I think it's a false doctrine. I don't think they're preaching the truth. And I think that's why a lot of people turn from God, because they're misinterpreting the Bible so much to the point where that people don't want to read the Bible. So for me, or not for me, I think what the Bible teaches and what I believe is that you go to heaven based on belief. You go to hell based on unbelief. So I don't think it happens to be about what your life looks like determines whether you're going to heaven or hell. I think you can be an obedient Christian and you'll go to heaven, but you can be a disobedient Christian and still go to heaven. Now, if you say that to any other religion, they'll have a heart attack. Or even the mainstream Christianity, they'll be like, what? You could be a disobedient and go to heaven? Like, you don't know the Bible, blah, blah, blah. This is fake. This is heretic. I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't see in the Bible where it would state that. I think throughout the Bible, it shows a lot of the time people who disobey and then they're still going to heaven. So I'm confused where it came to a point of like, you need to have your life looking like this. And then it comes down to, but what exactly does it need to look like? Because then they're going to give you your standard, but not the Bible standard. Because the Bible standard is perfection, it's Jesus. So it's like, just trying isn't enough. Obviously, I'm not saying that you could be perfect, but that's the point. You can't be perfect. So trying isn't enough. So it's like, to me, it can go down like a rabbit hole from there, from my belief system. But I truly believe that whether you're obedient or not, you would go into heaven. I think the only people who are going to hell are people who are unbelievers. And if you don't believe, then that's just then that's just what we would presume, because unbelief would be the unforgivable sin, which is blasphemy. And then that kind of just goes down from there. And what I normally would just tell people to believe, to go to heaven, because that's why like I hate certain messages where they say stuff but they don't tell people how to do it. It's like, I feel like what you're supposed to do is, one, you need to recognize that we are all sinners, or that you yourself is a sinner and you are separated from God because of that. You need somebody to fix that separation. You need a savior, basically, because you cannot save yourself. If you're a good person, in the Bible, it states that you being a good, like your good works mean nothing to God. And the way that they even described it is that it is like a pad, like a woman's pad with blood on it. Like straight up, they're like, that is what it looks like you're trying to present to God as a good person. So what we need to understand is that we're actually evil apart from God. We're evil people. We can never be considered good people, no matter what. Even if you feel like you do the tiniest sin, or let's say you feel like you're a liar, you're still like, you would be counted as evil. So it's like, from there, you need a savior. That savior is Jesus Christ, because Jesus Christ was perfectly, he was fully human, fully God, and he was perfect. He didn't sin. So when he died for us, he was our sacrifice. His blood now covers us. So he ended up dying for all sinners. This isn't like an exclusive group. It's everybody who is a sinner. He died for you, and then he rose again, and that rising again proved that he said who he was, which is that he was God. And then he plans to end up coming back. And when you place your faith in him as your savior for your sins, you now have the ability, or now you were able to go to heaven. Now you will go to heaven. You will have everlasting life when you place your belief in him, and that's it. Period. Nothing more, nothing less. If you believe those things and you place your faith in him, you are now saved. Now, I don't think there's anything you have to do to be saved except for belief, of course. And then there's nothing to maintain it, and you cannot lose it. There's verses all over the Bible that prove that once you are in his hand, you cannot get out. No man could take you out. So then it's like, from there, from there, now that you are saved, to show the love for God, you should serve God. But like I was just saying earlier, I don't think whether or not, if you're an obedient Christian or a disobedient Christian, you're still a Christian. You still believed. You're still going to heaven. So if there was someone who believed in Christ and decided to, walk in the Spirit, study the Bible, do all the things that they know that they should be doing, because he did save you and it's something you should be doing, I believe you're saved. But if you're someone who chooses not to do that, but you told me you believed in Christ, I would still believe you're saved as well. But what you do need to know is that God wants us to be obedient. So he will chastise you. He will, and chastisement is like punishment. It's like a fatherly discipline. So don't think you're going to get away with just trying to be, sinful or living your sin just because you believe. It's like he's going to make sure you know he's there. Like he don't want you to be like that. But I wouldn't personally say you're going to hell. I would just think you're going to heaven. You're just not going to be rewarded. I believe that there's rewards and you're going to feel like, damn, I should have lived more of a life for God because I'm looking at these people who are getting rewards and I'm not. Personally, would be my fear. It's like, I wouldn't want that, or I wouldn't want to get chastised, because you can get chastised to the point of death. God pulled people out of this world because of seeing them like sin that much and them being a child of God. He's like, oh my gosh, they're destroying their life. I'm gonna just pull them out, take them home early. If you ever heard of that, that's a real thing. He could do that and it's biblical. So it's like, for me, I think a lot of doctrine nowadays are false because they keep trying to make people think you have to do something to be saved or you have to do something to maintain saved. And it pushes people away immediately because it's like, it's just, for one, it's just not true. And obviously that can go down like it's whole rabbit hole. But I remember when I first heard it like that, when I first heard of like what the true gospel is, it brings peace. But why is it that the gospel of, the modern day Christianity brings fear? That's something to think about. If God is not a God of fear and he's a God of peace, but when you hear the gospel coming from, modern Christianity, it brings fear. It doesn't make sense because they make you feel like you got to sit there and work for your salvation. Like, oh my gosh, like I got to be like this, I got to be like that, or I'm going to hell. Why would they want you to be scared? It's clear that there's something wrong there. And what they're missing is that they're merging discipleship with salvation, or they're merging service with salvation. When salvation and them are separate. But hey, and then also then on top of that, it gets even worse. But that's just a whole topic on another day. I could talk about this for hours because then it's like people's interpretation of God gets messed up because of people who claim God or claim Christian. Like honestly, I think a lot of Christians are the reason why people see God a certain way, right? Because that honestly is what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to represent God when you are saying you're a Christian. So it's like when you do certain things, obviously we can't be perfect. So we are going to do some things, but it's like, I don't know. There's things that can turn people off entirely. It's crazy. But that's a topic for another day. You said Eminem of software engineers. I am dead. I'm literally here for IT. I'm not doing software engineering, man. But alright, y'all, I am nearing the end of this stream. I'm glad that y'all ended up joining. I like how most of y'all join now. It's always when I'm yapping. It's always when I'm yapping, not studying, bro. That's why I gotta come up with topics. Because when I start yapping, y'all be chilling with me. Y'all straight up be chilling with me. But anyway, if y'all want to hit that subscribe button, I will be on here tomorrow, 12 p.m. EST. Come and join me. Catch you in the next one. Hope y'all enjoyed. Deuces. And if y'all have anything y'all want to talk about in the next live stream, you could definitely join the next live stream. Drop some topics in there if y'all want to help me with what I should say or any tips on the setup. I think I like the way the setup looks though. But definitely let me know. That'll be very helpful. Catch y'all in the next one. Deuces.